Hello and welcome to today's lesson on major versus minor chords. A chord is three notes we play at the same time to make up some sort of harmony. Specifically, we're going to be talking about triads, which is a very special kind of chord. A triad only has three notes in it, and the three notes, I'm going to pick out the triad C to show you an example. They're arranged in what we call thirds. The distance between C and E is a third, 1, 2, 3, and E to G is a third. So it's three notes based in thirds. Those are triads. Triads are just root position chords, a special kind of chord. I'm going to start by just showing you something quick and easy to memorize. It's going to help you with a lot of your music theory and even just reading songs in general, just what some of the major chords are. And I'm just going to divide them into two separate groups. Group A is going to be chords that don't require any sharps or flats, so just white keys. This would be the C chord. Also an F chord. And if you go up a step, G. These three major chords do not require any sharps or flats. They're white keys only. Just play around with those a few times. Now, I want to show you the other category, the ones that have a sharp as the middle note. This would be D, D, F, A. We're just going to put a sharp on the F. Make a D, F, sharp, A. We have that one. E, E, G, sharp, B. And over here, A, C sharp, E. Have them written here. So E, G sharp, B. That's E, G sharp, B. And A, C sharp, E. This worksheet that we're working off of today is available for free download and print off my website. I'll leave a link down below. Use this to help you learn more about major and minor chords and even how to write a bit of music. So let's go down to our first category. It's going to be all about major. First, we want to talk about the formula for major. Just 4 plus 3. That's all you need to know. We're going to be counting in half steps. And that is a way to measure distances in music. So for instance, C up a half step is just to the next available tone, up to the D flat, or C down a half step is to the next available note, B, right? So if we were making a major chord, you start on the note that you want to be the chord. So if you want a C chord, start on the C. Count up 4 half steps, not counting that note. 1, 2, 3, 4. We land on the E. Count up 3 more half steps. 1, 2, 3. You get G. This is a formula for a major chord. It works on every single note, and we're going to use this formula to help us fill out the next part of this chart. We have some music note paper here and some chord symbols down below. If it's just a capital letter with no M or anything, it's just a major chord. We want to write a D major chord. Now, I recommend when you're writing the chords down on the paper, write your triad first. So I'm going to select D as the space below the staff. I'm going to start by writing in my D. D here is a space note. So make your other 2 notes also space notes. D, F, A. Now let's see if we need any sharps or flats. Start at D, count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. D, F sharp, A. So I need to add a sharp to my F in the middle. Let's try another example, F sharp. When you're drawing your triad, just use the letter F. Draw your letters first, so be F, A, C. Now we know F will be a sharp because that's what it says in example. So maybe we'll just go ahead and write a little sharp in there. Okay, F sharp on the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It looks like everything has a sharp. Now, on the paper, it looks like A and C. On my keyboard, it looks like B and D. A and C are correct from the way you need to spell a triad, skipping one letter of the alphabet at a time. F, A, C. So call this A sharp. Call this C, C sharp. So the 3 notes are F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. And when you have sharps, like especially 2 or 3 of them here, you got to stagger them. They can't line up all on top of each other. So just bring one of them out to the left. Okay, that'll have to be good enough. All right, let's move over to A flat. First draw our triad. A is in the second space on our staff. So let's make a C in the third space and E in the fourth space. All right, starting with A flat, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a C, 1, 2, 3. We have an E flat, so we need a flat on the A and the E. Now what's great about this is if you've caught on already how we're making this, maybe you can pause the video, fill in the rest of the answers, come back here to check your answers. Let's head over to B. Drawing the triad first, we have B, D, and F. Okay, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Looks like a D sharp and an F sharp. Just an FYI, these chords, especially major chords, that the two notes, if they happen to both be black notes, they're going to be called the same thing. So you won't have a sharp and a flat. One of them will be a sharp. I mean, both of them will be sharps or both of them will be flats. All right. So B, D sharp, F sharp is the answer. It's really a nice octave. And then let's go for an E flat. So let's pick the E at the bottom of the staff because we want to draw our notes. That was a little bit aggressive with the size there, E. A little smaller, okay. E, G, and B. So we need a flat on E and B. Okay, next line, we're moving into bass clef. These will be bass clef letters. First, we want D flat. So let's make our D the center line of the staff. F, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. D flat, F, A flat. Then we have B flat. Let's go for the B flat on the second line. The B is our B flat is our starting note. B flat, D, F, so no more flats needed. G flat, let's go for the G on the bottom line. So all three are flat. G flat, B flat, and D flat. Okay, then we have A. Notice my keyboard is saying the wrong note. It says D flat, but really we want this to be a letter C. So it is a C sharp is what we're going to write here. D flat is the wrong answer. And let's go for E. Make our triad. E, G sharp, B. Okay, now in our next part, we are going to learn about minor. Minor kind of has a very similar formula, except for it's 3 first. 3 plus 4. So let's go back to the example of C. This was C major. This is C minor. And really what we're doing is we're just making the middle note a little closer to the bottom. That's actually what changes it to minor. Because our first distance is 3, not 4. So it's a less far away. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. They end up being the same size, which means there's a total of 7 half steps between the first note and the first note and the last note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just we're replacing our middle note. So major has a higher middle note and minor has a lower middle note. Okay, first one up, C sharp minor. Let's pick this C. Our example has C as a sharp, so let's go ahead and write that into our staff. Okay, that is over here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like G also has a sharp. Okay, D minor. Let's go for the D down below the staff here. Drawing our triad, D, F, A. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. No sharps or flats. Nothing needed. Let's go for A flat minor. I think that's a punchline of a joke. What do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft? A flat minor. All right, so let's start with A flat in our example. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what do we do here? Because that looks like a B and we need a C. If we can find a way to call this C, that would be correct. It is a C flat, so that's what we're going to do. So it's an A flat, a C flat, and an E flat. All right, let's go for E flat minor. Here's our triad. We'll put our flat on our E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All three need a flat. So we have a B or a G flat and a B flat. F minor. Let's make our triad. F, A, C. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have an F flat on the A. Okay, next line. This is the final one. It's in bass clef. So we'll use this E right here. Make our triad E, G, and B. That's actually already minor. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing needed. Let's go down and get A. Nothing needed. Okay. F sharp minor. Which F sharp should we use? Let's go for the one near the upper part of the staff. Up here, that F. We'll use this line for the A. We're going to have to make a line for a C. When drawing the extra line, try to be equidistant, like as if the staff was just continuing. Just so it looks like it fits. F sharp minor. So sharp is on F in the example. A sharp on the C. Just make sure the middle of your sharp goes around that line that is with C, so they look like they match. All right, C minor, bass clef. Let's use the C in the bottom part of the bass. Okay. C, E flat, G. And now last one, G minor. Let's go for the one down at the bottom. When doing these examples, you just want to always pick the easier of the two if there's a couple different octaves to choose from. The other octave requires you to draw ledger lines. This one does not. G minor. Okay, a flat with our B. So here are the answers to our worksheet. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the differences between major chords and minor chords, and doing these examples, especially if you take the time to try to figure them out yourself, will be very helpful in the future when working with chords in general. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial enough that you can give me a thumbs up, because it really does help my algorithm go out to other people who are learning piano just like yourself. And I hope to see you again in the next video.